Good afternoon, everyone. We are Favela analysts, and please allow me to introduce myself. I'm Jing Yu. These are my teammates.
I'm Wyatt. You can call me Wyatt, but Chinese name is Bo Huayuan.
I'm Yun Xiang.
I'm Yuming Zhang.
Okay, first of all, we really want to thank you for trusting us and giving us the chance to give a touch of your company's issue. So we went through all the materials, and here is where Jupiter is standing now. Wait a second. Okay. Well, with the hope for creating the greatest value for shareholders, Mr. Brighton, Early, and all the board members present today, are taking so much effort to make Jupiter and Titan ace. So therefore, not surprisingly, Jupiter's great performance attracts Chargers Capital's attention. And Chargers Capital wants to buy and only buy Jupiter at $560 million with price premium. I think it's a pretty great offer because your company will not be able to generate offer with similar term in the future because of the current state inexpensive rate. So we think you guys can think about that. And what's more, your subsidiary Jupiter is also thinking about acquiring Lightning, it also creates a lot of synergy. Well, besides the direct mail industry in which the subsidiary Jupiter lies, is always the primary choice of acquisition for direct marketers. So Jupiter is a great target, let alone Jupiter is the top ranking ones. We know it is difficult to make decision, and it's not a now or never options. So we are here to assist your company to find a way out. And please allow me to introduce my colleague Yun.
So firstly, let's take a look at the conclusion we got. We think the fair value for Jupiter would be 535. We use 4 methods to get this football field, and I will introduce them start from comparable firm. So we select 3 comparable companies, the Deluxe, Omnicom, and the Interpublic group of companies, basically based on adjusted EBITDA margin and ROA. The value we got in this part would be 550 to 660. The next is comparable transaction. We select 3 comparable transactions, company 2, company 4, and company 6. These companies share similar business scope to Jupiter's, and so they have the similar transaction value to the expected transaction value of Jupiter. In this part, we think the value should be 490 to 605.
As for the discounted cash flow analysis, we use the material you give us, and we construct the pro forma financial statement in the next 5 years. You can see in the appendix. And then we calculate out the free cash flow according to the financial statement. And as the fixed discounted cash flow you give us is 10%, so we calculate out the equity value is between $630 million and $680 million. As for the leverage buyout analysis, well, we use the initial discussion result, which means that we set the total debt is 4 times EBITDA. Well, we just set the initial rate of return just about the 20%, which is the required return. So we get the leverage buyout equity value is $450 million, and the asset EBITDA multiple is 8.1. And next, we will provide our recommendation and the alternatives for you too.
So thank you, my colleagues, for providing all the results of the valuation. And here comes some alternatives for all of your management and shareholders. The first one we come up with is the most conservative one, status quo. First, we need to point out that the direct mail is still popular in the market service industry, and we also noticed that your company, Jupiter, a steady performance in the past few years, and you keep the growth in sales at about 4 to 5%, and you keep the gross profit margin at about 25%. And we believe that your subsidiary Jupiter will be able to maintain this kind of steady performance in the next few years. So it seems not a bad alternative, but we don't believe that this kind of alternative will generate some additional shareholders value. So we all know that you are looking forward to some changes. So here comes some others. The next one is to acquire the Lightning company, and based on our evaluation, we think the equity value of Jupiter and Lightning after acquisition will be from $625 million to $750 million. Depends on the discount rate after acquisition and EBITDA multiple in 2021 after acquisition. And more importantly, the present value of the synergies will be about $160 million, which is a very significant amount. So,
can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
If you go back to that previous slide,
yes.
you used a 12 to 14% discount rate on the combination.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to ask why did you choose those percentages?
Yeah, sure. In the email, you notice that the discount rate for Jupiter before the acquisition is 10%.
Right.
And if you want to acquire the Lightning, you need to raise like about $100 million in subordinated subordinated debt, and I think it will raise the financial risk of the whole company. So we will just adjust the discount rate after acquisition, but it's kind of because the lack of information, so we take the range about 12 to.
So you raised this because you see greater risk.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice answer.
And also, while we're on the slide, if I'm reading it properly, so Jupiter as a standalone business unit, if we don't do anything, the range is 630 to 680.
Yeah, correct.
And then if under your modeling, if we were to acquire Lightning,
Yes.
and execute on all the synergies, and realize the synergies that we think are there, the range is 625 to 750.
Yeah, correct. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
So over there you have a range as to what the business might be worth if we combine it. It's like 7.5 to 8.5 multiple. What might drive somebody to pay the top or bottom end of that range? What are the factors that might determine where we end up?
Yeah, it's like we just assume that the Jupiter acquired Lightning, but we're not sure that how you can operate the Lightning, because it's an individual company before acquisition, and there's although there is some similarities between your Jupiter and Lightning, but it's a different company, so we're not sure that whether you can operate.
Rating will be top.
Yeah, so that's kind of something we're not sure, so we take this kind of range.
And just one kind of a question and an observation about the discount rates that you used for the combined entity. Actually, I would argue as a board member that our discount rate should be lower. With the combined entity, because we've got no long-term debt on our balance sheet, right? And the cost of debt is typically lower than the cost of equity because of the tax benefit. So, if the cost of equity is running around 12 or 14%, the cost of debt's around 6 to 8%.
Okay.
The more debt you add, the lower the cost of capital becomes. If nothing else, fundamental changes in the business. It's only the capital structure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, you might be shortchanging the value of the combined entity by using such a high discount rate. Just an observation.
Yeah, that's a good point. And we think that although you add some debt and the cost of debt is lower than the cost of equity, but after you raise the debt, I think the cost of equity will be higher than 10%, like before the acquisition.
Yeah, I'm already factoring that in.
Yeah.
And so,
Also-
in other words, the cost of the financial risk, there's we don't need to get into the detail, but there's a tipping point when you get into financial distress territory. Then the risk increases greatly. But with our coverage ratio, we have no long-term debt, so we're comfortably, we could pay for Lightning in all debt, add it to our books, and still be comfortable. Any financial analyst will look at it and be totally comfortable with our coverage.
Okay, well, that's a good point. And
Yeah,
yeah,
just something to keep in mind.
okay, so if we use a lower discount rate, maybe the value of the Jupiter and Lightning after acquisition will be higher than.
I would assert such, yes.
Okay, thank you. So let's move on.
Thank you.
So we think the acquisition of Lightning will provide your chances to expand your market share because there are many similarities in operating structure and these two companies are in the same industry. And so it will also be easy to manage and operate such a similar company. But we should also notice that you may face the problem of lack of liquidity because you need to pay $100 million in cash, and that's all your excess cash now. So, but we also know that your company Jupiter have a great ability to generate cash flow, so we don't think it will be a problem in the long term. Let's move on. The next one is to accept an offer from Charger Capital. We think Charge Capital is a really good financial buyer because it has a portfolio company with synergies, and besides the current state of credit market is very attractive, the rate is low, and this is one of the reasons why the Charger Capital will provide such an offer with such a high price. And based on our valuation, if we compare the offer value with the fair value we got, the premium will be about $25 million to $60 million, or 5% to 12%. Or even we compare it with the value we got from the average buyer ratio, the premium will be about $110 million, or 24%, which is very significant. So we can say that for a financial buyer, this offer is kind of a very attractive offer. Here comes another one alternative. Is we think you can also pursue a sales to a strategic buyer. The reason why we come up with this alternative is that we noticed the value we got from discounted cash flow analysis is much higher than the ones we got from the others. So we believe that your company Jupiter will value more for a strategic buyer. And we also adjust our fair value for strategic buyers, and it's about $570 million to $620 million. So we believe that the strategic buyers will be willing to provide an offer with a higher price. So here comes our final recommendations. This graph summarizes the present value of all the alternatives. And it's obvious that the acquisition of Lightning company will provide the highest present value. Or if we use a lower discount rate, the value will be higher. So we strongly believe that the T10 should continue to pursue the acquisition of Lightning. And the existing price, which is 11 times EBITDA, is such an acceptable price because you can see that the present value is already high. But based on our comparable transactions analysis and comparable companies analysis, we think we are able to help you to negotiate with Lightning company for a lower price. because the range we got from analysis is like about 8 to 10 times EBITDA, and considering the Lightning has such a good synergies with Jupiter, we think we're able to get a lower price at about 9 times to 10 times EBITDA.
What if,
yes.
what if, say they rebuff that offer and they say we want, 11 times, or their growth has been great, and so they think they want 11 and a half times, something like that, and we lose, the deal
Yeah, I
goes
think-
away. What could we do as an alternative? What would you suggest we do if we really wanted to do an acquisition?
Yeah, what I mean is that we think it was a try because I think there's some space to renegotiate. But if they are not willing to sell at 9 to 10 and they want to sell at 11, we think it's also acceptable. And maybe we can also do some investigation for other kind of similar firms. Maybe they will be willing to offer a lower price because, like in historical data, the range is like about 8 to 10.
So you think a lower price is achievable because of the historical transactions that have occurred with similar like transactions?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is there anything else that convinces you that the multiple should be lower than the 11?
Yes, basically,
Or is that the main reason?
yeah, that's the main
That's the
reason.
main
Because
reason.
yeah, the two analysis, the comparable companies and comparable transaction, all present that the range is right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. So that's the end of our presentation. Do you have any other questions?
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.